Thank you, John.
Hi, my name's Steve Miles, and I've had the privilege of working for the last 24 years for a company in Newark, Delaware with a very funny name, Analtech. If anybody's familiar with it, they might have driven by 172 and wondered what is it that they do there. So you're not guessing for too long. Analtech actually stands for Analytical Technology. Analtech actually has some pretty humble beginnings. Very familiar story probably in Delaware. The founder of the company started the business in his basement while he worked full-time as a chemist for DuPont. And in that basement, what he did was pioneer the commercial manufacturing of a product called thin layer chromatography plate. It's commonly known as a TLC plate in the industry. And really what it is, it's a consumable product that chemists use to analyze a compound, takes apart the compound, allows them to analyze the individual components and maybe focus on one component that they're looking for. They use it, they take a picture of it, they throw it away, they buy more. It's a very unique product. It was never manufactured before commercially. And even within DuPont, he had people there saying, hey, could you make these for us? Because we're trying to make them by hand, and it's not really working out too well. It's not very uniform. So that's how he started. I think DuPont might have been his first customer. The applications for the product are pretty far-reaching, even though it's really, I consider it to be kind of a niche product. Pharmaceutical industry uses it for testing of their raw materials all the way through to the end of the final product. It's used in crime scene investigation. It's used in the hospitals to do stat tests. Universities use it quite a bit to do research, and that's just a few applications. Currently, we're the only U.S. manufacturer of this product. We did have some competition in the U.S. Some of them folded, some of them moved out to Europe, and right now we only have about 3 competitors, and they're all in Europe. It's a very small business, 17 employees. We're more like a family than a business, and it's become more and more like a well-oiled machine. And we're celebrating 50 years in business this year. In 1995, up to that point, we actually had 0 exports. Still pretty successful, but absolutely no exports. And if I had asked the owner at the time, his only answer was, oh, our stuff's too heavy to ship. They wouldn't buy it, they would not ship it overseas, it would cost too much. In 1995, a few things happened that changed a lot of that. One was we started our first website. 2, really out of the blue, we had a shipping company walk in out of the blue off the street and say, hey, how would you like to get 50% off your export shipments? Of course, that was 0 at the time. So 0, I told him we had no volume. He said, then there's no risk for us. Really. And I really liked that attitude that he had. And at the time, it was TNT that started us off, that really helped us out with that. So little by little, we started getting emails trickling in. And just to give you a kind of a fast-forward picture, because the question was, how did you get your first order, and how did you handle that? Our first order from overseas was from Sri Lanka. It's not from Japan, not from France, not from some place you would think or hope, Sri Lanka. And it was a very large order, and we were happy and shaking in our boots at the same time. The other thing that they said was, we'd like to pay for this by letter of credit. And we said, what is that? So we really scrambled quite a bit in trying to figure out, going on online, and even that was early on. We didn't really, you started your website, not everybody was going online to find your answers, so we called our bank. PNC helped us through that first order, how to do a letter of credit. I think we've done 12 letters of credit in 15 years, and thank God for that, really. But really, that's how we got started, and that's kind of a snapshot for you of Analtech. Thank you.